morning, everybody. My name is Christophe Ribot. I'm the examiner for IKO since 2006. Trained back then with Eric Bedona. That's a long time ago. It's a different era, but we're still here nowadays. I'm the owner, manager, and founder of Miami Kiteboarding. This is my school. Right there, we're in Miami, Florida, specifically at Crandon Park. And it's one of the best spots in Florida. And the good news this year is Miami Kiteboarding celebrates its 20 years anniversary. We started in 2001 and we're pretty proud. We're certainly the second largest kite center in Florida, maybe second and third in the US. But we're not here to talk about Miami Kiteboarding. We're here to talk about the tools we've used that make our reputation and help the student learning on a regular basis. And one of the best tools I want to talk about today, it's our waterstart simulator. And this is specifically made to help students working on their board skills, whether it's water start for the first time, riding, edging, transitioning, going upwind. We can do wonders with that. But I want to share with you all examiner and whoever wants to apply this idea, because this is an amazing tool. We're here to help students progressing. We're here to help the community getting better. If our job is to teach, share all our tricks, this is one that can really help your school, your student, that's for sure. And I have no problem sharing it. I suggest and I recommend every school to try to think of the best system that will fit. You can contact me anytime for any specification or any ideas or suggestions. I'll be here to help. Why did we create that? For two reasons. First of all, because in Miami, many days with no wind, we were just frustrated to postpone or cancel the lesson. So we thought of a system that would still be very beneficial for the student to help on improving their board skills, but still at the same time worth the money that they're paying for the lessons. You can run a 1, 2, 3 hour lesson with that thing, like multiple students at the same time, and you can work at slow speed, and you can really focus on muscle memory and giving all the pointers and directives. You can even shot at the same time with videos to improve what has to be improved. From positioning, from weight distribution, from board positioning, from upper body, lower body, everything all together. So this works for beginners, this works for somebody who wants to work on his upwind skills, want to work on his transition. And in the last 5 years, we've been even implementing a system for foil boarding. I tell you, I can almost put 90% of the students up forwarding with the right equipment within the first 15 minutes. Obviously, with a foil, you can only go on one tack. So make sure to ask them if they're goofy or regular before you set it up. That things could be actually set up the other way. And if I have sometimes students at different legs position, it's not a problem to switch from one side to another. It just takes 2 minutes. When we teach foil boarding, we do it unhooked. We don't want the guys to be dragged, hooked up in the harness and dragged over the foil. It really speed up the water start learning process by 3 hours. So what does it take off? It's simply an aluminum cross. It's a pole that we put sideways, mounted on those plates in here, and this pole extension sits about 15 feet on the side of the boat. At the end of this pole, we attach a kite bar, so we can reproduce the same traction sensation than kiteboarding, and all these things we focus just on the board. What does it take? A solid piece of aluminum. You have to anticipate what type you have to work with a welder, a solid, good welder, to know exactly what type of diameter you want. But basically, it's very simple. It's just a cross with all those straps in here to make sure that we keep tension and all the forces are working on the things. We put it up. That thing is easily packed up on the boat. As you can see, weight nothing. And I can just position it, ready to set on its plate. Lift it up and put it right there. You see the holes, and you see we're gonna put the pins in here. You just bring it back up and connect it to the other side. And voila, the safety pin to secure. Just put it in and secure it. And you do that 4 times. Second step, we need to adjust the length of the bar. The student will be sitting up there on the water, you understood that? And we can adjust the length. Short, because we don't want them to come too close to the boat. With that system, using a twin tip, you can water start to the right and to the left, but obviously with the length of the pole, we need to keep it short on the left side. We never had a student hitting the boat, but we have to make sure that the bar stays at the right height. See here? Adjust the length. So that way when I'm driving from here, I can quickly adjust if I feel that the line is a bit too long or too short. And the last final touch, obviously we want to make sure it's maintained on each side, so we have to secure it here, and then we adjust with the strap, which I will do later on the water. That's very important. That pole and that system, it's all about flexibility. That pole is made to bend. We only keep this to secure maximum angle that this pole can take. But when the student's using it, does apply a bend, and that's why we use aluminum, long enough and a thick diameter without being too heavy. It's a fine line. You have to find the balance yourself. All right. So in a few minutes, we're going to take a couple of students, complete beginners, guinea pigs, and I'll show you how it works in real life teaching situation practice. Stay with us. All right. So first time kiteboarding, right?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Okay. So you know what we're doing today? What do you think this is all about?
Simulating how to ride on the kite.
Yeah.
On a board.
You have to get up on the board, what we call the water start, which is the most exciting part of kiteboarding. But when you learn, it's a little bit challenging sometimes. That's why you struggle a little bit. The length of the line is adjusted purposely, so you will never touch the boat. Okay? Mechanically, it can happen, and it never happens in theory. All right. First important thing, we need to teach you the water start ready position. So right now, think that we have a kite up in the air, right? And then what do? So I put one foot on the foot strap. Okay, we already adjusted the foot strap, and I put the other one. Now this is the water start ready position. If I had a kite up in the air, my kite is at 12 o'clock above me, and the board is in front of me. My knees are bent 90 degrees, and my board is perpendicular to the boat. What should I do with my kite to get up on the board? See, maybe because I'm not touching the ground anymore, look, I may be spinning in the water like this. What do you think I should do? Switch hand and push. Turn around, even more.
Oh yeah.
How do we call that thing again? And how do we call this position, Sarah?
Ready position.
Water start ready position. Your knees could be a little bit to feel how much of water can push this board up, and the other feet. Voila. And then you paddle with your hand to square you up. Same thing, the first few seconds I will ask you to keep that position. You want to create this resistance. But let's say you're not comfortable, then you can actually eject. What's the signal again? What is the signal we use? Okay. And what does that mean? Foot release. Can you do it? Wow. Okay, and you see, Sarah, it opened up the chicken wing and frees yourself. I'm going to give you a little bit of movement forward. You bend your knees slightly more. That's what we call the steady pull. Work on this exercise. I just want you to feel all the sensation. And you see that from that, after getting up on the board and riding is just the natural second thing to do. All right? So a steady pull, let's work on this. You ready? In front of you. Keep pushing the water. Yes. Last time. To the right. And to the right a little bit. Both knees